Family, it's your boy ZEO back again. Ride with your mans. Get more, baby. We back on the daily ride, the daily grind. Back again. Talk some more shit. You know how we do. But yeah, though, man. I want to talk to y'all brothers about that. This whole African Kemet Egyptology Nefertiti bullshit I've been hearing so much about. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, our people falling for that shit hook, line, and sinker, man. Like, seriously. They want to be part of something so bad that they will adopt religions of the fallen and then put black on the front of it and then say that we a part of that shit, or say that they a part of that shit. So I ain't claiming it. I ain't claiming none of that. We don't have nothing to do with Egypt, dude. Our people don't have nothing to do with Egypt. Not saying that our people wasn't once in Egypt. I would be in error if I said that we weren't once in Egypt. But dude, this stuff I'm hearing, this rhetoric I'm hearing, all this, this so-called black consciousness movement I'm seeing on YouTube, man, it's just, that shit ain't resonating with my spirit, dude. It's not resonating with my spirit, dude. I listen to the stuff these dudes are saying. Listen to what they saying, man. It's crazy. I mean, all the way down to the, I'm gonna go deep into this because this is a huge, vast subject right here. And this is one of the subjects that pissed me off the most because our people was falling for it. They didn't just pretty much brought old religions back in the form of entertainment and in the form of fashion. They didn't brought all that back under the guise of being black, and it's not true. One of the big things, one of the big monkey wrenches in Egyptology's situation that you never hear none of them dudes talk about is the giants. Now, this is for my other channel. I'm working on it right now. I'm putting it together so it can look good for y'all. But some of these topics got to get addressed. They don't address the giants, yo. The giants are real, bro. They are real. This is the missing link in science. This is what science don't want to tell you about. When you hear them dudes run around there talking about Osiris this, Osiris that, do you know who Osiris really is? You be seeing them white boys running around with Osiris on their skate shoes. You know what I'm saying? It look like that. Y'all be seeing them. They say Osiris on the big Osiris on the tongue. All you do is type in skate shoes Osiris, they come up. You see them talking about it. But dude, let's break it down. For all of my people out there who are familiar with the ancient text, you familiar with Nimrod. You are familiar with the fact that Nimrod led a rebellion into heaven. A lot of people don't understand that. We ain't talking about we beefing with some niggas around the corner. No. I got a problem with what the Most High did to my fathers and ancient fathers. So I'm pissed off about it. So I'm going to rally the whole world together under one language and we're going to bang on God. This is what that is. So when you hear these dudes talking that Osiris shit, man, I always want to trace lineage back to Egypt. Dude, you can even see it on the hieroglyphics on the walls, man. Those were giant human beings. They were giants. They ate human beings. They ate flesh. They were cannibalistic. They started off, people tried to be nice to them. They tried to incorporate them in society. And the giants had a bloodlust. And they got to the point where they couldn't sustain the giants' food no more. The giants was eating crazy amounts. We're talking about, you think human beings got an appetite. We talking about some beings that got insane appetites. You know what I'm saying? We talking about, it's legends of some of them motherfuckers eating 200 or 300 deer and shit like that a day. So that goes to tell you how big the motherfuckers was. You know what I'm saying? Huge. Do a little research on the stories of the Native Americans. The Native Americans dealt with them. They all over the place. The thing is that a lot of them, it's illegal to carry bones in the United States. So if they find you with any large bones, the Native American, they gonna hit you with the Native American Antiquities Act. They gonna be at your door and take your shit, so they can put that shit in that little warehouse, just like Indiana Jones at the end of the movie. That's some real shit, dude. That's some real shit, for real, man. So I was just saying all that to say just a little bit. I can get into this real deep. This really what my forte at. But I like talking about relationships. I like talking about human interactions between man and woman. I mean, I just did it long enough that I'm starting to understand it. So that's what it's all about, was to share our notes with each other so we can put this two and two together, and get it all popping. But the direction they ran with this Egyptology shit and this Nefertiti and this Isis and Ishtar and all that, that's where Easter come from. Easter is really Easter, Ishtar, which makes reference to the moon goddess. This is where the whole rabbit egg come from. You ever ask yourself, like, what do rabbits and eggs got to do with Easter? First you ask yourself, what is Easter? And then ask yourself, what do rabbits and eggs got to do with it? I've asked myself both of them questions. That's why I came up on this information. It's not hard to find out about these giants, folks. I know it's hard to swallow. It's a big pill to swallow. But this is what happened on this earth. This took place. So when them motherfuckers get to talking about that Anunnaki shit and the extraterrestrials came to Earth and they created us, that shit is bullshit. I'm telling you. It's these motherfucking giants who only exist because the heavenly host had sexual relations with earthly women. And when they make that undertone in almost every movie that we watch, the Thor movie, they made that joke. Well, not really a joke, but that was the undertone of that movie. Ancient beings coming from another planet and falling in love with earthly women. How many times have we seen that? That's like the theme of almost every movie. Every other movie is a UFO movie about somebody some extra dimensional beings coming to Earth and impregnating a woman. Look at Species. Look at Aliens. Look at these movies where they always come down there and impregnate some woman with some kind of foreign, genetically modified organism or extraterrestrial being who comes down and mates with women. It's the same tone in every movie. But I was just saying that that was the missing link that the Egypt guys leave out. And they try to explain how everything happened and explain that fact away. Nobody even touch on that. So I be hearing a lot of these dudes in the conscious community, a lot of the famous dudes, I ain't gonna put their name out here, man, but none of them talk about that. None of them, dude. But dude, this is the most weird. It's the black men who dealt with them. This is the reason why I'm even talking about this subject right now. It was us who stood up against them. If y'all familiar with the story of David and Goliath. Now, according to ancient texts, Goliath was almost 10 feet tall. Now, we ain't talking about giantism. I ain't talking about the minute bullshit. Motherfuckers from that tribe. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about 10 feet tall, properly proportioned. Like, kind of fat a little bit type shit. Huge motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the battle is not against flesh and blood. It's against spiritual wickedness in high places. So the battle is not against flesh. It's not against us. What we dealing with is not human beings. So I hear people talk about the white man this, the white man that. I agree with them because the white man is the one that's up under the most control of these motherfuckers. He don't know what's going on. He's skeptical as hell. So, he don't know shit. The white man's language is sarcasm. His language is sarcasm, and his rhetoric is skepticism. That's what it is. So this is why they ain't gonna get nowhere as far as higher knowledge. Not many of them are gonna be able to get higher knowledge. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't really like to call white and black though, because if you start going back to genealogy and you play the genealogy game, like each person got 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, and go on and on and on and on and on. By the time you get 10 generations behind, you already greater than our population is in the United States. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that a human being can count back generations, and you will be at more people actually exists in the country right now. Let you know right then and there that we all mixed up, you know. And a lot of people that want to claim that pro-black shit, they like it because it's the way it sound. You know what I'm saying? It sound good, but in reality, ain't no such thing as pro-black. And to be honest, if on a genetic level, if we start playing with genes and we start getting down to genes, oh yeah, melanin. I'm not discrediting melanin at all. But like I said, when you start playing the genealogy game, going back, that the numbers get so great, you can't say all them people was black people. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. We all mixed up more than we know. We all mixed up more than we know. But the whole race thing is to keep us beefing, so that we don't figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying there ain't no issues that going on between whites and blacks. I don't even really need to tell you about that. But this go back. I think this go all the way back to Cain and Abel, all the way back to Isaac and Jacob, all the way back to Esau and Jacob. Jacob and Esau, that's what it was. Go all the way back. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been two brothers that went on to form two nations that was different, but they was related. And that's been going on for a lot. But they hide our history from us, and the little bit of information that we do got, you know, they twisting it up. So a lot of us is kind of twisted. We kind of lost. We don't really know what to do. You know. But it's all good though. We're gonna iron it right on out. We're gonna get it together. I just don't like to hear some of these brothers talking, man. I can see that they being duped. I don't know why they can't see that they being duped. Like I said, they just want to be a part of something so bad. They just want to join something and just say, you know, I'm part of this, or I'm a member of that. They want it so bad, man, that, you know, they accept false information. You know, I ain't willing to do that. You know, I know y'all like, where he get all that from? I'm just saying, I'm gonna back up every claim I'm making in this video, and I'm gonna show y'all with overwhelming evidence what I'm talking about. But for my intellectual brothers who are already digging in the rabbit hole, I ain't sounding that crazy to you. Us as black men, we the conscious force in this world. We the conscious force. Science is really against us. If science is true, everything that made us is false. And that's the way they playing it right now. So they got us chasing science, knowing that we'll never find out our true self if we have a scientific mind. If you think about it, a scientific mind is the opposite of the infinite mind in which I speak of. You know, science speak on limits. It's limits with science. You know, it's limits with the left side of the brain. When you're dealing with the right side, it ain't no limits. When you're dealing with the spirit, it ain't no limits. This is what's going on. This is how some of the stuff got built in this world. And some of the, you know, the monuments that still stand to this day is built, and people still scratching their head when they look at it, because spirit defies logic. Science uses logic to try to validate everything. See, logic is information with no spirit involved. That's all logic is. It's information with no spirit. You know, wisdom is information with the spirit involved. So that's two different things. So with that being said, I just want to wrap this video. I done been all over the place. With that being said, I just wanted to say that the Conscious Brothers is not talking about the giants. They're not addressing, no. They're not addressing wisdom. You never hear them say the word wisdom at all. You hear knowledge, but without wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge, what you gonna do with knowledge? You know what I'm saying? So they not talking about them two big things, man, and they fighting a fleshly battle, and they looking for a political solution in this world that's gonna solve all of our spiritual issues, and it ain't gonna happen. So until we understand that, fellas, that we can't fix a spiritual solution with politics, I'm gonna tell you the number one rule in politics is what? Don't talk about religion, right? I ain't talking about religion, but you know, if they throw spiritual information or spiritual inquiries under religion, you know, I'm not religious. I consider myself a spiritual investigator. I mean, I'm gonna look at the evidence, and I'm gonna use my heart, to make a determination. I'm gonna look at the evidence. Use common sense. If your door's open and somebody broke in and there's glass on the inside, chances are somebody came in from outside. That's not being biased towards the evidence. Religious people are biased towards the evidence. This is why I don't deal with them. But this video done ran long enough, man. I just was talking about how these motherfuckers get off into this Kemet shit. And some of the biggest things in history that made some of the biggest determinations of the direction that we took in life was made by some subjects and people that's not being discussed. We're from our so-called conscious community. Check some of this shit up, see if your boy lying to you. Z to the y'all.